I feel like I've totally mastered like a full glam look, and I've really liked it recently, so we're gonna do it on my little sister for her big weekend.
Yep.
I thought it might be a little bit easier to show anyway. Lily has a little bit of a different like face shape than I do. Actually, we have like extremely different face shapes. So there is gonna be like a few things I do differently on her. Okay, first, again, prep is the most important part. So I love the La Roche-Posay. I have the one with SPF for during the day and the normal one for night. I really like bougie products and I love that stuff. This is the only moisturizer with sunscreen that I like. There's no. Then this best shit ever. For full glam, super moisturized skin is, I swear, the key, because one, we're gonna use a real foundation, which usually has a little bit more of a mattifying appearance. So you want to, and if we're gonna use cream products, it's just not gonna go well unless your skin is really moisturized. And it's like so impossible to blend. So then I just bought these. This little thing is only 60 bucks. I mean, I'm sorry. Whoa. It's only $30. And there's a lot in it. I think the stuff is so good. It's a blurring primer, which always usually terrifies me because it sounds like it'll be greasy. It's not glittery. It's just like a little bit, it's not sparkly, but it definitely has like a little bit of shimmer. And I think it's really pretty under full coverage foundation. You're gonna have to look at me, not yourself.
Oh, sorry.
Let's do that the whole time.
I was just like, you were talking about it.
Okay, come up a little bit back. Okay. You want a concealer that's the same color as your skin and one that's one or two shades lighter. Not too light, but definitely not dark, because you do want some dimension in your face. So we're just gonna go here. We are gonna do concealer first because I think this helps not use as much foundation when you can kind of cover certain areas. I really like a super fluffy brush to do concealer. Again, we let that like warm up on her face. This usually isn't super necessary, but her skin's kind of dry, so I'm like really pressing this in so it doesn't look cakey at all. This is like a really good key too whenever you're doing a bunch of cream stuff. Just keep moisturizing your face. If it ever starts to get kind of like separated and like almost look flaky or something, just go back over it with this. Okay, to be honest, her skin looks really good. Like the blemishes are covered, whatever. But now we're going to underpaint. Okay, so for bronzer, for her cheek, we're gonna go right on top. Whereas for me, I have a longer face. I almost can go a little bit underneath. But for her, we're almost gonna put it where you put blush. Some people are gonna think where I put blush is really weird, but I think it looks so much more natural. You'll see that in a second. We're just gonna put it on her eyelids, her cheekbones, and her forehead to kind of connect everything with a fluffy brush, like almost a powder brush. You wanna be really light with it, almost feather mix it. Looks really good. One thing I normally would do, especially if you can't put like a ton of hydration in your face, put the bronzer stick or the blush or whatever on the back of your hand and then put your brush onto your hand, because it'll really let it warm up. But honestly, I've been letting this stuff sit on her face. It's totally fine. Okay, so now the eyelids are kind of connecting to the cheekbones. This is naturally where you get really sun-kissed. from the sun or like those high points. Then we're gonna go in with blush. This is the Victoria's Secret hack, is to use bright red blush. Everyone thinks they're wearing pink, but they're not. They're wearing red. Again, since this is a really clean brush, I'm gonna use it again. But something like this fashion is really what I've started liking, almost something that's kind of fluffy for anything cream. I think it's so much lighter. Okay, so we're gonna take like the smallest little bit, smile. Okay, we're gonna put it on the apples of the cheeks. Especially, like, it works for every face. This is what people used to do, and they never should have stopped. Okay, you can let go. It really brings a little bit more dimension to your face than just sticking your blush up here on your cheekbones, like trying to lift your face. It really, like,
that's what I usually do.
That's not natural. So, you know, if you're like looking straight at someone like that, like, great, it kind of like lifts your face, but to be honest, naturally when you're out and about, like, from every other view, it really doesn't look very natural. It looks really fake. Look how like gorgeous and flush that is. Then I'm gonna go back in with the concealer and just kind of clean here. This is again a full Glam, so keep that in mind. This is just kind of going to... Me and Lily both get really red cheeks, and this makeup is supposed to last all night tonight. So putting this concealer here is just going to keep that from, like, whenever she starts getting flushed or kind of hot, this will help not do it to her whole face, and it'll just kind of focus here. You can't really tell she's gonna get flushed everywhere. So to be honest, her face looks so good, and I really would normally never add foundation on it, but just since we have a big event, we're going to do a little bit of foundation. I normally would do the Giorgio Armani, but this is the Maybelline Fit. We're trying it out. It's really good. I used to use this in high school. And I'm gonna mix that primer back into it. And it just becomes super, super liquidy. Warm it up on the back of her hands. Take a really clean beauty blender. I'm just gonna tap all over and get her skin tone back to a little bit more tonal. Never forget to put concealer right under the nose and like on the inner corners, because that always tends to get red on everyone, especially as the night goes on. Really not a place to just forget to kind of sweep some concealer there. All right, and then we're gonna set with some powder. Huda Cherry Blossom, by far the best. I do not think you need the Givenchy one. This one's perfect. Since she's got a long night, we're almost gonna bake. We're gonna put a ton of powder on. Also, if you're having issues with texture, do not forget that powder can help that disappear. I think people totally, okay, down. Totally forget that powder is not only just like mattifying, it also really helps if you feel like you have some texture going on. It'll blur everything again for you. Going a little heavy with the powder just because she's got a long night. Probably going to be sweating some. You really want it to stay. We could let this set I'm not going to. We're going to brush it all off. Usually every day to day I use a really small fluffy brush, almost the size of a concealer when I was using to put powder on, but extra powder is never a bad thing when you're gonna go out. Just to bring a little bit of life back, really light layer of some setting spray. And just let that sit while we do her eyes. Okay, we're gonna do like a really simple, not even a smoky eye.
Yeah, whatever would look good with that dress.
Which dress are you wearing?
It's the one I showed you that I got at the mall.
Okay.
The short,
I do really want to just
tight.
do like the Victoria's Secret look on you because it's just,
the pink.
yeah, it's
Okay.
just so much prettier on blondes.
I'm fine with that. So what you're
I did
doing?
like a, what?
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. I did like a bomb ass smoky eye the other day and I honestly just hated it on myself. Like, it made, I don't know, made my eyes look and feel small.
Sometimes, well, whenever I do my own makeup.
And I like elongated the shit out of them. I had the longest wing liner, like my eyeshadow went out to my ears. And still it like almost, I don't know, just made my face feel fat. But I think it's because of the colors. So, and we're gonna go in with this super pretty pink. I think pink looks really good on any eye color. I think it's super pretty on brunettes. It's beautiful on blue eyes. And anything is good on green eyes, so.
You have bluer eyes than me, I think.
No?
No?
I don't think so.
Really?
You? Chris thinks I have gray eyes.
Well, my eyes look gray if I'm wearing like
I would
gray.
say mine's
mainly.
kind of changed color.
Mine changes too, but I feel like mine's more green. Or like,
Green's more here.
or maybe not then. I think it's just mixed, but it's like a dark.
We have pretty similar.
Yeah.
I think yours are more green.
Yeah.
Because you've got that yellow that I do too.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we just took a really neutral shade, kind of light, put it all over her lid, and then I'm taking a darker pink shade and going in the crease and under her eye, which will really make your eyes pop. I do under the eyelid, under this, your lower lash line every single day. It makes my eyes feel a lot bigger. Everyone should do that. Okay. And then we're just gonna kind of cut her crease. Focus more on some eyeliner. Really easy thing to do is just tap a super light color into the inner corner and not blend it. This, and then you'll go back with a fluffy brush and just kind of sweep the middle where they connect, the dark and the light, and open. Do you want glitter?
Sure. If glitter will
I think it'll be super pretty.
last good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on the balls of her eyes. So pretty.
Team.
Okay. Then we're just gonna do some brown liner. I'm gonna do pencil on her because she's got really pretty, like, kind of big eyes, and liquid liner sometimes just takes away from that. This is a super light brown. It's called soft brown. I have every single color that he offers in this pencil. It has this amazing little brush. They work so well. They're literally the best. I have black, the dark brown, and the light brown. I've rebought them all 1,000 times too. You really don't have to draw the pencil out on your wing. You can use the brush to do that, but I'm a little impatient, so I actually use it. And if you ever want to, like, perfect the wing, take a really small brush like this, a dark color, and sweep it across the lash line. It can be messy, especially a color like this. It almost is a little bit purplish brown. It, like, looks amazing, kind of smoky. Okay, look. Ooh.
Pretty.
Pretty. With a lighter color than you think you should be using, it makes this so much prettier because it almost looks natural and kind of smoky, and like your eyes are naturally have a little bit of darkness on your lash line, and it's just so much easier to smoke out. And then we're just kind of pulling that wing with the brush. Blending it to her lash line over here. On my own eyes, I stop a lot further than hers, but she's got a different eye shape than me, so I'm gonna pull it all the way out. Using the liner pencil first and then putting eyeshadow on top of it makes the eyeshadow stick a lot better throughout the night, because honestly anyone can use eyeshadow and make it with a perfect wing liner, but it won't last. So if you use something that it can stick to and then put it on, that's your best bet. I used to put eyeshadow first to almost give myself a guide, but then once again it wouldn't stay. Ooh. I'm gonna diffuse hers a little bit, going only outwards across her lash line, not back and forth. It gets a little bit lighter on her lash line. Gorge. Look down. So we went all across her her tight line, and then with a darker shade. Okay, you could use a really dark brown, but I'm using this Exaggerize pencil from Charlotte Tilbury. It's for blue eyes. This copper and almost maroon color. It's so, so pretty. And we're gonna go on the inner corner starting here and same with the waterline. Just the corner is gonna make her blue eyes like really pop. Look up. But look at the camera and kind of see, like,
Am I doing
get
it?
closer.
Oh.
You can really tell, like, she's got something in there and it's making her eye pop. For waterline, I'm gonna use this really, really pretty like copper color. Also supposed to make her blue eyes pop. I use this really often on myself, even day to day. I have been using this mascara since high school. One of my friends put me on this. This will be the mascara I use on my wedding day. The only reason I use a more expensive mascara sometimes is because it has cleaner products. What?
Should I curl my lashes?
Yeah. I'm so big on doing lower lash line mascara and really emphasizing the corners of your lashes. Let's just see where her natural brows go. You always want to flick the ends of your eyebrows. That is the best way to lift your face, not your blush, your eyebrows. This is normally a little bit lighter than we like to do on Lily, but with her like pinky eyeshadow, I think it'll be really pretty. You never want to overline the corners of your lips. If anything, you want to pull it in before your natural line, but you can overline the middle of your lips a little if you'd like. Love that color. I like that.
Pretty.
So pretty. You look so cute. Okay, that concludes our makeup tutorial.